Into every life a little rain must fall. Uh, let's see here. Okay, I forgot to turn that on. Oh, good morning, everybody. I left the wipers on the rear window. Like it would have mattered in a couple minutes anyway, but here we are, just a few days from the Easter special. Okay, I wanted to give you an update. Now, some folks had allegedly gotten some some copies, screenshots of a Doctor Who magazine article that was supposed to come out after Easter. And that's what I was talking about yesterday, all right? Well, I'm checking into it. If they're claiming these are fakes. If they're fakes, they're really well done. I got to give them that. They must have spent hours touching themselves, in funny little ways while constructing this, Photoshop madness. And it's kind of sad, too, that with the era of Photoshop, we've gotten more chicanery, hoax, and all that than we have probably in the history of fake, stuff ever. I'm not kidding. Even the guy who came up with Piltdown Man is touching himself in funny ways these days. And he's been dead for how many years? But, and that guy just had to go out and get an orangutan skull, and a human jawbone. We won't ask where he got these things. No, wait, it was an orangutan jawbone and a human skull. That's right. And he sat there and he played around with it with a file and all that. And that's why I die laughing when you've got all these scientists claiming they know what happened on this planet even 100,000 years ago when they had Piltdown Man on the frickin' evolutionary scale for like 6 decades or more, and it turns out it was a hoax. But, okay, so like I said, we'll file those away under it. We'll believe it if we see it, which is what I keep encouraging people to do. Like I said, the one thing we have going for us for the centenary is a few months ago when that was being filmed. And Lord, one more time, how many times do I have to say this? I don't know how many people keep putting on here, the centenary anniversary isn't until 2063. And I'm like, no, it's the centenary anniversary of the BBC. Yeah, it's like maybe if they paid attention the first 10 times, they would have caught this. And I always get that smart ass remark, and I'm like, guys, the centenary special is the 100th anniversary of the BBC. And I know you folks pretty much know because you've been paying attention. But okay, Weiner wiggling madness, weirdness. Okay. All right, we had a guy in the comment box a couple days ago. If only Chibnall had quit sooner. Now, let me tell you exactly what was going to happen. If Chibnall had quit back in 2020, we're on 2022 now. You would have gotten nothing by now. RTD was completely busy with another thing at the time. There's no way you would have gotten RTD sooner. There's no way you would have gotten anybody dumb enough to do this show sooner. You would have been 2 years and counting on. Matter of fact, you wouldn't have gotten a 60th anniversary special because if the show's not on, that means, are they pre-planning for that? Is RTD going to be available? Would they even considered it? There would have been no centenary special. There would have been no Series 13. Matter of fact, wait a minute, going back that far, yeah, that's right, yeah. And yet you've got these guys who are know-it-alls who think they know what's good for you and I. Yeah, I agree with you there. I think it was another thing like they did to John Nathan Turner where they said, if you quit, Doctor Who's over. Or you're the last chance for this show. Either you hang on until we get a replacement or, whatever. And like you said, Chibnall didn't want the job. Yet he kept the show on the air long enough, for RTD to come back. I know most of you guys are, but you folks who are tuning in who are new are going to go, oh my God, the last few years were terrible. Oh God, I'm tired of hearing that. I enjoyed the last few years of Doctor Who. If you don't have the courage to step forward and change every now and then, or take a risk, what's the point? You're going to go right down the street into Blandville. It's just, going to happen. You're going to keep repeating the same thing over and over again. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing, what RTD is going to bring to the table, on this time around. Like I said, after Easter, we still got the centenary, and then, as far as we know, that's it for Jodie Whittaker's run. Ugh. But it's just driving me crazy. You've got all these, armchair television experts out there who think they know what it takes to run a show. They think they know what ratings are. They do zero research, and then, every time something does this, the show is failing. Yeah, yeah, show that's been on six. Yeah, you're right about the show being on. Plus, in this new incarnation, everybody seems to forget. Yeah, they'll complain about RTD as well. You're right, exactly. Because that's where a lot of these guys make their money. They make their money either. I keep telling people, if you don't like what you're watching, turn it off. If you don't like those guys, don't watch them. You see, that's how. That's exactly. That's how they're making their money. They're ticking you off. You keep going back. How do you think Howard Stern's been on the air for like a billion years? Because you've got it was in one of the clips from the movie. So and such of the audience, they hang around because they want to hear what he's going to say next. And then the one goes, oh, here, the average Stern hater listens for so many hours. And the one goes, if they don't like him, why do they listen? Answer, they want to hear what he's going to say next. And that's exactly what these guys are making their money off. They think they're the new age Howard Stern of Doctor Who and all this crap. And then they just say completely outrageous things. Like I said, you had Nard Bonnick out there screaming about how Chris Eccleston was a sellout. And I'm like, wow, that's the sellout who was giving autographs for free to people behind this, the studio when he was going, or behind this thing where he was going in for Macbeth. And I don't know how many times I heard from people he almost ran late for curtain call because he stayed out there and signed every autograph and didn't charge a dime. Yet if you wanted an autograph from certain others, you either had to, mail, which took you months, or you had, and I'm shocked if you got a reply from that, or you had to go shell out, when they decided to start doing conventions. Oh yeah, it's like 100 something bucks per signature for a guy who had nothing to do with the fans until the money started rolling in. Ha 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 ha. Bow ties are cool. That's all I'm gonna say. Along with 100 bucks for a signature. You didn't see Eccleston telling people, "Wait right here, I'll be right back," and then a half hour later, his publicist comes out and says, "Well, they left like 20 minutes ago." Yeah, see, that's the thing. The Eccleston, was not mad at the show. Eccleston was mad at the upper management of the show. RTD being one of them. I think that name finally came out years later. At least he was tasteful about it. That he wasn't throwing names around until after he started getting back into the industry a bit more. And well, the first series they tried to do is they wanted completely new villains. And I think a lot of people just didn't take on to that because here's the thing. I remember everybody the same thing over and over again. The Daleks are overused. The Cybermen are getting old. Oh, look, we're going to bring in some classic villains that no one remembers. And they were saying shit like that. And then all of a sudden, Chris goes, well, okay, I'm going to do a whole series where I put in whole new villains. Yeah, because you got a good point right there about the Daleks should be arrested. And everyone's of course made up this mythos that they have to be in there every year, or they lose the license with the Terry Nation estate. And it's like there's never been any proof of that. And talk about pushing boundaries. Come on, in Chris Chibnall's reign, the Doctor went to the one place in time and space that if you told me like a couple of years, about say a decade ago, the Doctor's going to go to the South, in the U.S. in the 50s or 60s or something like that, I'd have laughed in your face. I was like, there's no way in hell they're going to do that because it was such a hateful environment, and they did it. Yeah, that was another thing that Thank you for bringing that up about story arcs. When Moffat was running the things, the story arcs are too complex. There's too many of them. Well, the thing is, everybody goes on about the timeless children. What about that piece of shit hybrid storyline where they had trying to get Capaldi to say hybrid in some way every episode? Like a hybrid. It's a hybrid. Like a hybrid. Sorry, a hybrid is a car that has like run-ons half electric batteries and shit. Okay. The hybrid. Oh god. It's a hybrid. Oh, sorry. But remember, these guys are out there to have their egos fed. They're there to make money. And that's the thing. That's why I've been really hesitant about doing like a Patreon or anything like that, because A, it would turn this into a job. B, I don't know. Like I said, if I would tell you, the thing is, then I would like, oh, okay, now I got no choice but to do this, this, and this all the time. And there's other things I like to do too. It's like, and there's some days where I'm just so mentally exhausted. It's like, well, even Fallout's gotten boring for me now. Okay, it's that far. And I've been, oh god, and I started a bunch of new settlements on this. I even did a whole new playthrough. And I don't care what they do to it. Fallout 76 is completely stupid. Ugh. And you can quote me on that. Okay. It just got another 50 or 60 gig update. Oh god. I can Yeah, like I said, Fallout, that was the first series I played in a long time, and I started with 3, played 4. My Susan profile for Fallout 4, she's like at level 250 or some shit like that. It's like this current one, he's like at level 150 something, and I've been doing totally new settlements, totally new. Well, some of the settlements are the same, but there's a bunch of new ones in there I've done as well. And like I said, I like doing settlements. Gives me time to go. Okay, what can I build here? I die laughing because you got all these guys. Look at this mega, super, metropolis I've built, and I'm like, dudes, it's less than 200 and something years after the apocalypse. These people are going to be lucky to have running plumbing, and you've got them living in a skyscraper. Ugh. Not to mention, what kind of system are you running? Yes, that's a good question. Are they going to knock her off? We haven't had a good companion death probably since I don't know. See, Moffat didn't kill his companions. He just about half the time made them immortal super beings, except for of course Amy and Rory. Sadly, here's the thing that's going to suck. I'm probably not going to see Legend of the Sea Devils till sometime when I get back home that evening. Oh, great. I just got a text message from Verizon. I got to check that out. Okay, well, speaking of that, I got to get running into the building anyway. Thank you, Verizon. You suck. Um, yeah, it's going to be tough call on Yaz. We'll have to see. Like I said, I really don't want to make a prediction. Like I said, I'm going to be watching that. Yeah, Legend of the Sea Devils probably going to watch till Sunday evening. So, well, I figured Mandip wasn't going to give away nothing. Okay. Yes, Adric counts. Well, I got to get running in the building, guys. So please take care of yourselves and others. Be kind, be calm, be safe. All right, keep in mind, I'm off Friday and Monday for Easter weekend. So there won't be any more parking lot adventures till Tuesday morning, all right? I'm going to probably just take the next few days off, and relax. And of course, like I said, I'll be watching Legend of the Sea Devils. Omega Files probably will not be recorded and up till next weekend. So if you're looking forward to that, you got a week to wait. Because like I said, I'm going to be gone all day on Easter Sunday. So take care, everyone. Have a good one. We'll see you all in the future. And above everything else, please have a nice day. Have a good one, folks.